I wonder how many of these people are here for that Meadows, the one that's getting pulled. Mhm.
You're up, Jackie.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Ascension Parish Planning and Zoning Commission is now in session. We ask that you all rise as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Please note that Commissioners Jafici, Bishop, and Pryor are not present. All other commissioners are present. Staff introduction, please.
Stacy Webb, Secretary for Planning and Development.
Lindsay Manda, legal counsel for planning and zoning.
Ben Moran, planner.
Rhonda Bro, engineer.
No comments from the chairman. Can I get a motion for acceptance of minutes?
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we need to do two separate
Two separate minutes.
minutes? One for the May, that was for May 13th?
So noted, the motion passes unanimously amongst those members present. Can I get a motion for the second one?
I move approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Note that motion passes unanimously. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to acknowledge Councilman Randy Cloat.
Welcome.
Thank you for taking the time to attend our meeting. Okay. If there are no problems, we'd like to get a motion for the consent agendas, unless there's some need to go one at a time.
The applicant for the Meadows at Oak Grove subdivision has requested a deferral, so if we could we move that up so that
We can take that now, yes.
people who are waiting to hear that can?
Yes. Is the applicant present?
Mickey Robertson with MR Engineering and Surveying. I'm here tonight to just ask for a deferral of the the Meadows at Oak Grove. It's a 212 lot subdivision off of Highway 42. We still had some unresolved traffic issues that we're still discussing with DPW, so we'd like to spend another month talking about those with them before we have it heard.
Staff?
Bob Turner with engineering went over their traffic impact study today and found some issues with it that he'll be able to go over with Mickey over the next month. And there's just some other things that we had with mostly traffic-wise that another month to work out would be good.
Comments from commissioners?
Do we need to actually vote to defer this? Yeah. Well, I move that we defer. Second.
Before we go to that, is there a need to open the floor for public?
Oh, it wasn't.
Oh,
At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public hearing. Any cards, comments? Step up, please. Take the podium. Give us your name.
Glenn Stevens. Have a place on Highway 42. Is there a print or layout or subdivision layout or something that the public could see, you know, on this, what they want to do?
Yes, sir. They post a packet online on the Planning Commission.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm walking in the dark. I don't know what's going on, you know?
Oh, okay. She's saying they can't
Yeah.
read what they have online.
All right, good. Thank you.
Any further comments? Any further comments from the public? No cards, no further comments. At this time, we'd like to close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
To the next,
Yes.
defer to next
I just
meeting.
defer to the next.
Move that we defer to the next meeting.
to the August meeting.
It's been motioned, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Is motion second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any objections? So noted, the motion passed unanimously amongst those present.
Mr. Chairman, I'd heard someone in the audience say that they couldn't read what they had posted online in the packet. Ben, is that something we can look into, make sure that it's legible, I guess? Maybe the layout, the 11 by 17?
Yeah, I've seen the way that the packet is put together, it's all scanned and then uploaded. And so sometimes when you do, especially on something like this, when you zoom in, it gets real blurry. So as far as
Can we not fix that? I mean, it's kind of something we want the public to get.
Here's a question, is it something that we could have maybe blown up, at least visible, and maintain it here? Anyone who wants to have access to it, to come by and view it?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if anybody called me or emailed me asking for it, I can send them.
We get a pretty
the original PDF that you can zoom all the way into, and it's still crystal clear. Is when you are looking at a scan of it that it.
I understand. Will that suffice for the individuals who were concerned that it was not legible to them?
I
And
didn't
you'll
hear.
take care of that?
Absolutely. It might suffice for those that are here because a lot that aren't here.
Okay.
It needs to be online like it's supposed to be, and it needs to be posted in a legible fashion.
Yeah, we get a pretty PDF on Novus. Seems like it's pretty legible on Novus, isn't it?
Exactly what goes there.
Is it? Oh, that's what I was wondering, if there were two different ones. Okay.
Is that the issue? What's online is not legible to you? Can we make a note online that it'll be available here if anyone wants to come in and view it?
Can we do that? Where we post it online? Put my email address? Okay. Yeah, we could put my email address where it is online, and they can email me for a better copy of it.
But even further, can the IT department set up our website where it's easier for people to read these things, to blow them up, to zoom in on certain things?
I can email them about it in the morning. I'm not real familiar with how the system works for putting the packets together.
It's a scan? It is a scan?
Yeah, it's a scan.
Turn it on 8.5 by 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is coming from a big map.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fit
It's
in.
not gonna be very pretty on 8.5.
Yeah, I can ask IT about a way to upload files individually, the original PDF, so that they're not scans.
Yeah, maybe so.
And we can put my email on there so they can send me an email and just ask me for a copy, and I'll just reply back with the original.
Yeah, it won't be legible on 8.5 by 11.
Will this suffice?
Sounds good.
Okay. I think the motion was adopted.
Yes, sir.
Let's move forward. Now, is there any reason why we can't move forward on consent agendas A, B, and C? Is there a need to go individually?
Not yet received, not yet received, not yet received.
Do the consent agenda items need to go individually?
That's what I'm asking.
We've done them all at once before.
Adopt them now, yes.
Okay.
That being said,
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
there's been motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No objection, the motion to adopt, to accept the consent agenda items A, B, and C has been motioned and passed unanimously. Item 9A. Ernest Martin property?
James Falgu, representing Earls and Associates on the Martine Property Family Partition, asking the commission for approval.
Staff comments?
All the comments have been addressed. They'll just need to sign and record the pre-deal servitude agreement.
Commissioners, any comments?
Whether or not it's been, has a pre-dial servitude agreement been
It
signed
will,
by others?
once you approve it.
So we're going to make it contingent upon,
Yeah, they have to also sign the map as well.
okay. No, sir, I do not.
This time we'll open the floor for public hearing. No cards, no comments. This time we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I move for approval.
Can I get a second?
Contingent, well, I need to make it a contingent upon the
Contingent on staff comments?
staff comments. That'll work.
I'll second.
It has been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion second, passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Item 9B, Bonita Richardson Savoy.
James Fago, again representing Earls and Associates, Mr. Riley, on the following family partition. I don't believe any comments were made on this one. We're asking the commission for approval. Once again, the servitude agreement will be signed.
Same thing.
Staff comments?
Same as the one before, with contingent upon the predeal servitude agreement being signed and recorded.
Commissioners,
Yes, sir.
can I get a motion?
Public hearing.
Public hearing?
My apologies. At this time, we'll open the floor for public hearing. Any cards, any comments? This time, we close the floor for public hearing. Now, can I get a motion?
Move for approval.
Contingent on those staff
Yes,
comments.
thank you, sir.
I'll second.
Is motion second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 9C, Bayou Narcisse Estates.
Ellen Jackson with McLean Taylor Incorporated, representing Family Partition, for Kenneth Glascott, asking for your approval.
Staff comments?
They've all been addressed. We recommend approval of it.
Commissioners?
How many lots are we creating here?
4 additional lots.
4 additional. And
Additional.
from the original tract, there were 11A through H?
But it's 4 lots, and we ended up with 8, so we only created 4.
So you had 4 to start,
Mhm.
and you split the 4?
Yep, because the way they were configured,
I see the 11, it just says lot 11, but
Lot 11 and the other 2, it says Lot 11 of Bayou Narcisse Estates and the 3 other little acre tracts.
where is it? Which
It's
one?
right underneath that. Lot 11 Bayou Narcisse Estate, second filing, and 1.434 acre, 0.497 acre, and the remainder, tract A3.
Okay.
That's 4.
Oh, remainder track A3, I see that. Oh, I see the acres. They're just not named lots. They're not,
Because they're not named yet, so
They're
they were
not.
just acre tracts.
Any further comments?
and staff, this seems to follow everything
Yes,
under
sir.
our family partition. Yeah.
This time, I'd like to open the floor for public hearing. Are there no cards, no comments? This time, we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
Oh, someone has a comment.
My apologies.
Okay.
I have a small piece of property in the very back of this property that he's doing this to. And it's not even an acre. And he says there's some discussion about it not being right, that it was a mistake. Well, I have no way of knowing. So that would be my only, other than that, I don't oppose him doing what he's planning to do.
Which
Yeah.
lot, which lot is yours?
It's not broken up in a lot, it's just a piece of land. Can I show him?
Could you put it on? So
Could we
can
put it
all
on the
see
overhead?
Could you put it on the screen so we could all be clear?
How do you put it?
Ben, can,
I don't know how that thing works, but
Miss Ellen knows.
It's not showing.
there
Okay.
it
There
is.
it is.
Yeah.
It's about 3/4 of an acre.
It's like .49 something, but he stated that he's paying taxes on it, so even if she can prove that it's her piece, then we can always take it out of there, because it's really just to buy you.
I'm
this
not
little piece
ready,
right now.
I'm not ready to fight on any of that.
I mean, this is being signed by a licensed surveyor that has to legally put his name on it, that it's been reconciled.
Well,
So if you need to step up and,
well, I don't know what you would want me to do.
It's just a matter of you going to the tax assessors and just making sure that you're paying taxes.
that you have
on it.
fee title of the land.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
stating that it's your property?
I have other property that is close by. So, and then I have a lot in the Bayou Estates, right?
Ellen.
Lot 10,
Lot 6.
6.
Ellen, does hers, she's saying that hers is kind of the backside of that 1.434 acres, that she's got a
It's like
chunk?
right here in this little piece that she has circled.
It kind of looks like a piece of that 1.434, huh?
Well,
Well,
yeah, I
I
think it's
don't
the 0. It would be the 0.497. If you look at your map,
Yes,
the
sir. Yes, ma'am.
0.497, that little piece. Really, it's just the bayou. And I think whenever they did the original transfer, it should have been transferred out, because there's no way they would have let her kept that little piece that's on the bayou like that.
Without an access.
Without an
Can I
access.
say something to this?
Yes, sir, I guess. The Commissioner, Mr. Chairman?
You can bring some clarity to it.
Yes, my name's Kenneth Glasscock. I own the other part of the land of the development of the family plot. I don't like to name names, but if you know Glenn Comm, attorney, something happened to Glenn's mental ability. He no longer could function as an attorney, and he made a lot of mistakes. And God knows why he done this line, even the one that goes along the side of the back of the bayou, you know. When the VFW had their property surveyed, it came to the center line of the bayou. So that line is irrelevant. It means nothing. And on top of all of that, I've paid taxes all the time on all that land. I've even let it go back for recall, or whatever you want to call it, and picked it back up.
You're saying on that land minus her, including her?
Yeah, all of that right there.
You pay taxes on hers?
Yeah.
On the one that she's claiming that she still pays
Yeah.
taxes on?
Like I say, to satisfy myself, I quit paying taxes on it. I said, well, heck, and then nobody picked it up, so it gave up for a sheriff sale. And I went back down there and paid the taxes on it again, picked it up again. But Miss Denham, I believe she does have a problem with one of her lots. I can't understand why somebody blocked the sale on her lot up here in
Well,
front.
from what they showed on the assessor's map,
Legal, help us with this.
they're
It
thinking,
appears that there's a question as to some ownership on this proposal.
but there's no servitude access.
That being said, would it be in our best interest to defer to a later date, for clarity, or?
No, and we have a survey, and like,
The surveyor
that's something
puts,
for them.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I don't see why, I mean, based on what's presented here tonight before you, I think you can vote to approve or deny and be fine.
Just wanna make
We're
sure.
relying on a surveyor's map and.
Correct. They're putting their license on it, they're putting their name on it as being correct.
Just need legal guidance.
But before we finalize everything, I will go to the tax assessors and make sure she's not paying taxes on that, but he has been paying taxes on it.
Well, I have no way of knowing. I mean, I'm just saying, I have no way of knowing.
Yes,
Well,
she's
you
just
should be able to
going
go to the courtrhouse and look up your name and.
Yes, I pay a
easily-
lot of taxes, you know,
In different
elsewhere and
places.
all. So it could be slipped in there. I don't know.
Sometimes they
This
put it-
piece of land that
they
we're
leave their
talking
names
about
on
here,
there,
even the
because when I
tax,
pulled her name up, it didn't
you'd
say
be
it.
surprised how many times I've gone over to the assessor's office, how many times I've been to find out why these lines exist. They couldn't explain it, so that's why I let it go back. I quit paying taxes on it. Nobody was paying taxes on it. So I picked it up. Miss Denton was paying her taxes on what she has documentation for, but somehow or another, this piece of land just fails, I don't know, and I don't know if anybody knows why that little piece there is
So if this,
singled out, you know?
if this were to be found to be her piece of property and you had to take it out,
I could just easily
you would,
take it out.
you would have to come back to us to get an approval on a new layout? Is that how this would
We
work?
don't have the authority to
No.
put something on somebody else's property. And you're representing the client,
right?
If it comes back that the client doesn't own all of it,
It's
then
all
that has
on-
to be corrected.
It'll be corrected.
You
all
have to
that
do that in your
before.
office, yes, right,
Yeah.
because you're,
Yeah.
okay.
Can we live with that, ma'am?
I can live with it if Mr. Glasscock will give me permission to, when I sell this lot 6 on the, I don't know if y'all know where it is.
I see Susan
If he
Denham.
will give me, it's not supposed to be a restricted area.
I'm the one that developed that land. There was no restrictions put on those lots at all. Now, how
Lot 6 is up here.
this guy wrote Miss Denham a letter, hand wrote it, saying that she could not sell that lot. Now, they sold the one on the other side, but they blocked her from selling
I
on
don't
this
think
side.
that's something that we can,
No.
And they sent the letter to
legal
my
matter, yeah.
realtor, and my realtor wouldn't sell the lot.
I mean, that's something that I don't think we can hand down a decision on.
No,
That's-
I know that.
That's gonna be a
I'm
civil
just
matter
saying,
for a
I will
judge to-
I would just completely sign whatever he wants me to on this little track if he will do this for me.
We can't say whether or not that'd be good or not.
Attorney Donnie Floyd that represents these people.
You'd have to get a judge, I think. In my opinion, you'd have to get a judge to tell you whether or not that's gonna be
Legal.
sufficient.
Yeah.
We can't say, yeah, we give you our
Legal.
blessing and.
If that would be legal.
It appears that the issues that are being brought to our attention, this is not the appropriate forum.
Yeah.
That being said, are there any further comments?
I know we're taking up too much time.
Oh, no,
I'm
ma'am, no,
sorry.
ma'am.
Just
No,
for
what
clarity.
are we talking about?
Legal has it
The
fine.
This is
lot?
your right.
We talking about this lot, or we talking about this piece of land in the back?
Piece of land in the back.
Land in the
I'm
back.
talking about this land
Yeah.
right here. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
Ms.
I'm
ma'am.
Denham.
sorry.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
No apologies.
Any further comments from the floor? At this time, we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I'll move for approval. I think as it stands, there's no pre-dial.
It's been motioned, can we get a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So noted, unanimous amongst those commissioners present. Item 9D. Louis Cinquemano, did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes. Ellen Jackson again, with McLean Taylor Incorporated, representing this family partition for Rodney Sheets, asking for your approval.
Staff, please.
Again, this one's using an existing private access servitude, so they just need to get the pre-deal servitude agreement signed, and she has a draft of it in here, too. So once that's signed and recorded, everything else has been addressed.
Commissioners' comments? No commissioner comments? At this time, we'd like to open the floor for public hearing.
Yes, sir. My name is Dalman Rossi. I got a letter as an adjacent property owner. And on part of his property that's adjacent to us, it's a 20-foot private servitude of right-of-way servitude property. And we want to make sure he wasn't going to be using that.
The servitude.
Which one are you, sir?
Huh?
You're next to it. Which one are you? What's your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Dalman Rossi. It's the Alice Rossi, Alice G. Rossi, E-T-A-L.
Can you put that
Oh, I
on?
see. Okay.
He's,
Lot
huh? He's referring to Rossi Road?
Rossi Road.
No, he will not be using Rossi Road. He'll be using Carolyn Marie Road up here.
Coming off of
Okay,
Highway 431.
another thing too, my sister and I were in the library trying to access this information on the computer. We got to the point where it called for a password. And so it blocked us from even getting any information.
You were on the Ascension Parish Government Planning website?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it should be wide open,
Don't
unless
know
that was
password
library.
for
Off a password, name typed in, well, you stopped at the password.
Unless it was at the library.
At the library.
It may be a password on their computer to get in.
Well, it could have been.
Maybe.
Ma'am?
To log on there, but you don't have to log on. You just go wherever, you can still. get
Right.
everywhere. That's for us to be able to change.
Okay,
Maybe we ask IT to
okay.
put a, if it's confusing,
It,
because we're all trained to put in passwords, and if we don't have them, we stop. So if we could ask IT to at least put a note that says this is for intended purpose. If you're looking to review the documents on a read-only, keep going. It's one sentence on the website.
Also, when y'all mailed in a letter, it went to an address I had in Tennessee, but they did send the letter back. Y'all need my correct mailing address, in case we got any other business,
I
or?
think that came from the clerk of court, huh?
That's the address that pops up whenever we're researching it.
I
so
think
we
that
have to
comes from the
send it to-
tax assessor, huh?
I need to know Mr. Rodney Sheets, he's a property owner, I need to know his address. That's property,
You need to know his address?
huh?
You need his address?
I'd like to see his address.
Okay.
And on the computer, it's showing up Rossi Road, his address.
I don't see it on here anywhere.
No. You talking about his physical address where he lives?
It's showing up as his physical address is showing up on the computer as Rossi Road address.
It didn't show up that for me.
14472 or 74 Rossi Road.
He doesn't have any property on Rossi Road.
No, I'm just saying, but it shows up on the computer, on the Ascension Parish Assessors.
Maybe this lot Y.
But they're not accessing it through Rossi Road.
Well, look at the,
He's
lot-
talking about,
look at the lot Y, maybe. Lot
He's
Y.
talking about the mailing address for that piece of
No,
property.
Lot Y uses Carolyn Marie.
It's showing up in the tax, on the Ascension Parish Tax Assessors information.
Well, I think between your address and that one, that would have to be taken up with the clerk of court, with the tax assessor somehow.
Okay.
Even with your mailing address, just to make sure they have that correct, not Minor Hill, Tennessee.
If anything else happens, that you're supposed to get a letter, they send it back to Tennessee again.
Yeah, that way
Unless
it's
it's
not-
changed.
Well, the forwarding thing is run out, see?
Right, I'm just saying, if,
Right.
Yeah,
they've
they-
obviously got an old address, so
They
they
do.
go to the clerk of court.
I did change all my mailing stuff at the tax assessor's office to get the taxes proper.
Maybe they haven't
Yeah.
updated something somewhere.
Maybe they have not updated. When you click on that thing, that's what the address you get.
So they got some mistakes somewhere.
Somewhere.
There's mistakes everywhere.
Okay, I'll try to get a little bit more, little smarter about that computer next time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rossi.
Any further comments? At this time, we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I move for approval contingent upon the treaty of servitude being signed.
I'll second.
It's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 So noted, unanimous.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
A is taken off, B we addressed earlier, didn't we?
Right.
Yes, sir.
We deferred that.
All right. 11A, the Oaks of Prairieville.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Murray McCullough with Benchmark Group. This is just a simple little request for approval of a final plat of attractive land created for an existing roadway that meets the parish standards for a private drive in a commercial area. It's got the correct width, and we've provided the engineering department with cores of the existing concrete road as well as compression strengths, and they all meet the standards. And as I understand, it's been recommended for approval, and we just ask that you grant us approval of this final plat.
Staff, please.
The preliminary for this was approved last month by you guys, and then there was more talks with engineering between that meeting and this one on how to go about approving this road. Now we're recommending you approve it. It creates the tract X1A, which only serves as a private servitude of access. It's a private road on there to access further commercial development in the back. It's a road that will remain private for good. We recommend you guys approve it. We have a note added, if you look at the bottom, the right side above the final plat of Oaks at Prairieville, we added a note about the street remaining private in perpetuity.
Commissioners, any comments? This time we'll open the floor for public hearing. Any cards, any comments? That being said, this time we close the floor for public hearing. Can I get a motion?
Move for approval.
It's been moved and sounds like second.
Yes, I heard too.
Can I get a vote?
Just pick one.
Yeah. Pick one.
Can I get a vote?
Yay.
Aye.
Yes.
Unanimous. Staff report.
Good piece of land.
Sorry. Currently, we have a 400, let me see, I'm sorry, a total of 2,290 lots that are currently in review or in bond or under construction. We have about 15 commercial sites that are in some portion of infrastructure. And I think 11 of the subdivisions are currently in infrastructure. And I also have requested and spoke to you guys a few minutes ago about, I want to request a public hearing about some changes to the drainage ordinance. So for next meeting.
Rhonda, do you mind kind of giving us a Cliff's Notes of it? I know you
Sure.
kind of given it to us
I
back there,
can.
but I wasn't able to follow.
I'm a little new, and you guys know that, but when I was going through some of our ordinances, I saw that there were some inconsistencies between how properties are handled for subdivisions and for commercial properties. And currently, a drainage impact study or a traffic impact study, this is mainly drainage, once it's approved, there's no expiration date for commercial property, whereas there is one for subdivisions. I'm just trying to make things consistent so that as our ordinances change, something that was approved before changing an ordinance doesn't have to, if they decide to not do anything with it for 2 years, we get to have another conversation about that before construction starts.
Is it 24 months for a subdivision?
It is.
Drainage impact study?
It's 24, and I just copied the same wording and pulled it into this ordinance.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to put it on the agenda for the next,
We do,
a public hearing?
we do.
I will make that motion.
Second.
It's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
So noted, unanimous to place this item on next month's agenda.
Great.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you.
further staff report? Any further from staff?
Move for adjournment.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Burgess.
The smile must have been, give me a break.
I don't think you quite beat the record.
Adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.